And hello, hello, hello. How's it going? It's a great day, is it? No, it's not. It's a terrible day. I've had the worst allergies today that I have had in a long time. It sucks. Um, I gotta stay hydrated because, yeah, I just have been dying of allergies. I love the spring. It's great. Anyway, I said we should hopefully be able to get both Pokemon and Doom done today. We'll see. If we're in Doom or the last level or two, we can go a little longer. But again, we'll see when we get there. With that in mind, let's get right into it with um our good old pal FireRed. Let me just get it set up now. Where this one? Yes. Okay. Now OBS. Come on, OBS. I'm trusting in you. Capture it quickly and consistently. Do it, please, please, please. Come on, OBS. Come on, capture it. It's some of these games are always so peculiar about this. OBS. There we go. Is it working? Yes. Fantastic. Okay. So in that case, let us just simply proceed forward. Why not? No, get out of the way. Move over there. I had to do some. Yeah, I forgot the whole badge check system. I had to do some dusting earlier because I have a ceiling fan, and sometimes it'll get dusty on top of the fan blades, and that can kick dust around. And that would probably make my allergies worse, or at the very least something worse. Gotta make sure, gotta keep a mostly clean environment around yourself, because you'll not think about your fan blades because they're just kind of up and out of the way. So great. So gotta do what you gotta do. Now, Rainbow Badge, is that the Erica's gym? I should have enough repels for this, right? I think so. Soul Badge. They have some weird names for the badges in this game. Like the Boulder Badge makes sense. But why is the Psychic Gym Leader called the Marsh Badge? What does that have to do with marshes? And then what about the Ground Gym Leader? I forget what his is called. Giovanni's. The Volcano Badge makes sense. I don't remember what the badges in the other games are called, because typically it's not something you really think about. Hit item? Okay, I appreciate it. I'm pretty sure this is a fly point. Alright, Earth Badge also makes sense. But like Marsh Badge? Marsh Badge. Really? Marsh Badge. Marsh Badge. Whatever. Victory Road. I'm pretty sure in the original Red and Blue, Victory Road's pretty empty. They spiced it up a little bit in our good game of FireRed. Good, a strength puzzle, my favorite. I don't think I've ever really had problems with strength puzzles since I'm no longer a small child. Back when I was a kid, there might have been a strength puzzle or two in Diamond and Pearl / Platinum that I might have had some trouble with at the time. But nowadays, I don't remember, nor, again, does any kind of puzzle in a Pokemon game ever prove to be in any way difficult. What? Wild Pokemon in here are level 44? Okay. Yeah, wild Pokemon are not on my radar of things I actually need to take seriously. Now, if the wild Pokemon in here can be level 44... need to look something up. Pokemon Lorelei. I spelled it wrong, but that's fine. Google will correct me. I don't want any of the... Fine, Cerebi will do. I don't use Cerebi typically. No, I don't need to know the Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee stuff. What did it say? God damn it, I'm not paying attention again. Oh, Arcanine? Yeah, sure. I see. I guess we can stay in for this. Why? Okay, Cerebi, and this is why I don't like Cerebi. It's way too... The information's way too spread apart. Okay, yes, this one. Okay, I kind of disregarded what level the Elite Four and Champion have. We might wanna... either grind a little bit. I'd say get into the higher 40s instead of the mid 40s. Vulpix. Just kill him quickly, please. Yeah, we might want to grind a little bit, actually. Get into the higher 40s. And it's been... You know, the one thing I can never remember is what levels you're supposed to be when you get to a certain point in the game. And the end game bump the endgame bump in Gen 1 specifically always catches me off guard. Yes, Ninetales, that's fine. Now I want to ask a quick question of one more thing of Bulbapedia. Yes, okay. Very interesting. We actually might want to train up our guys a little bit. And that's the first time I'm saying this besides catching someone up who we just caught. Like, I mean, we'll see what we are at when we come out of Victory Road, but we're probably only going to get, like, a level each for each Pokemon. I mean, if the wild Pokemon are this strong, might as well start punching them as hard as possible. That is a special attack. Does it do anything for us? Anyone can learn it? No, not even remotely at all. So who cares? Dragon Claw. If I had, I don't know, Dragonite, maybe it'd be interesting. All right, face me, you silly. What are you called again? A cool trainer? Man, they're called elite trainers. Wait, ace trainers later on. Alright, that was a critical hit, so I'm not that threatened. I do need to... Well, you know, it's pretty rare to see trainers withdrawing Pokemon in any game, really. It's not typically part of the AI's, you know, things they can do. I find that ace trainers / what these guys cool trainers typically have the bonuses of sometimes being able to use healing items and sometimes getting to switch their Pokemon out, which is pretty cool. But it's not, again, something you see very often. Alright, let's give this kill to Vileplume. Since when else are we gonna get to give Vileplume experience? Since he sucks the most. The only problem with the healing potion is it makes our fights go a little longer than I want them to. Charmeleon? Alright, you have all the starters. We'll send out War Turtle next. I guess that's something we could use to give Vileplume experience points. So we've already talked about mostly because we talked about the Pokemon dungeons, but we already talked about the victory roads pretty much. I've got to say, most victory roads are pretty good for whatever game you're playing. The only one that kind of sucks is Gen 2's. Gen 2 doesn't really have a good victory road. I suppose you can consider the entire run from the starting town south of Mount Silver, and then up through Victory Road. You can consider that Victory Road, but it's kind of boring. And then aesthetically, are there any aesthetically cool victory roads? Because they're almost just caves. This victory road is just a cave. Gen 2's victory road is just a cave. Gen 3's victory road is just a cave. Gen 4's victory road is just a cave. Gen 5 has two different ones. One that's just a cave with some outside sections, and then the other Gen 5's is the one with the cave and outside sections. It's two basically cave with outside sections. That's cool. Gen 6 is a cave with some outside sections, and then Gen 7's doesn't really exist at all, but at least it's on a snowy mountain, which is a little different than the rest of the games. I was not expecting a Charizard. Hey, okay, Blastoise it is. Don't Thor beat me. I'm getting a little impatient now, I suppose. I think we can fly back here, right? Yes, right, yes, right, yes, right, please. Because I've just... maybe... I guess we'll see here in a second. But I'm starting to get a little impatient. I just, like... don't get me wrong, I do enjoy this game. But, again, I definitely find Pokemon FireRed to be much less interesting than later games. Even though I like FireRed probably more... Do I like FireRed more than Heart Gold and Soul Silver? It's hard to say. But I would definitely say I find Heart Gold and Soul Silver more interesting. It's just... I thought I could fly back there. And again, I might be thinking of other Pokemon games. Like, I'm pretty sure most other Pokemon games give you something before the Victory Road that you can fly to. Alright, piss off. Rat. So... yeah... I guess this is the only game where this is... Yeah, and also Gen 1 is very inconvenient. Every other game after this is going to have the conveniences that are nice. And that's something I kind of want to mention. Is... there are... I always hear people when they're talking about new games, especially in franchises that, franchises that are quite old and are getting new installments, really one step into the grass and we get a wild encounter. So I'm still thankful for that extra little nicety that you've thrown me. But anyway, I'll hear people talk about conveniences added or quality of life changes or whatever. We have to do the boulder pushing puzzle again? That is quite rude. We're gonna have to buy more super repels. Alright. I guess we'll get the other item on the other side of that other strength boulder, which is cool and all. But whatever. It's not that important. It's probably nothing even worth getting anyway. The dog is barking in the background. Go figure. It's his favorite thing to do, after all. Oh, wait, right. Hey, fine. I'll kill you. The experience is nice, I suppose. What was I saying? Right, conveniences and quality of life changes to certain games, especially games that have been going on for a long time. I typically find that most people who talk about that stuff, again, are the types who are unwilling to completely unwilling to go back and play older games in the series. Which, again, to be fair, like, for instance, we're not playing original Gen 1, 2, and 3, mostly because they feel redundant. Okay, a fighting type guy. I'm kind of happy Repel showed that to me. But the original Gen 1, 2, and 3 feel mostly redundant compared to the remakes. The remakes are just the same game, but better in any way, and have certain aspects that just Pokemon kind of misses. Like with Gen 1, it's just the complete imbalance of the game. Gen 2, it's still lacking major features. And Gen 3 is lacking just just enough features where it doesn't feel complete yet, with Gen 4 being the first fully actualized Pokemon generation, in my opinion. But when it comes to quality of life and all that, so okay, I'm trying to think of an example. Things that simplify things. What am I getting at? I find that some quality of life things that games add can sometimes make a game better. But I also find that sometimes quality of life features can also make a game worse, because some quality of life improvements, some time savers, whatever you want to call them, these changes will make a game lose substance that originally made it unique, which typically degrades a game in my eyes to the point where it becomes a lot more like contemporary and generic. Like I've talked about God of War before, and how there's a lot of changes in God of War 4. Though that's a little different, I suppose, because it's just a completely shift in genre. It's no longer the same game genre anymore. So I guess it's harder to compare that one. Let's see. We played Dark Souls. Are there any really big quality of life changes from Dark Souls 1 to Elden Ring, so to speak? Because Dark Souls 1, Dark Souls 2, and Dark Souls 3 are mostly the same. I know there's differences. Like, I know in Dark Souls 2, there's a stat that determines your iframes for dodging. I don't know what that stat is. I just know it exists. So that is certainly something. But for the most part, the Dark Souls games are very similar. But okay, there are certain things like Dark Souls 3 has something that I would consider a quality of life change that Dark Souls 1 doesn't have. And probably Dark Souls 2 also has it, if I would have to guess. Is the fact that you can warp to every single bonfire, whereas you can't do that in Dark Souls 1. Dark Souls 1 only lets you go to certain bonfires when you're warping. But with that, I think it's a little harder to talk about, because Dark Souls is... The exploration of the world is an important aspect. It's basically, there's the two aspects of Dark Souls. There is the exploration, there's the finding of things, and there's also the combat. Now, we level out. We should have been leading with someone else, but okay, whatever. We'll beat up the first guy with Pidgeot. So there's the exploration and the combat. Those are the two main faucets. I almost said faucets. This is the word. The two main facets of Dark Souls. And Dark Souls 1, I would definitely say, is the one with the quote-unquote strongest sense of exploration, because it has that Metroidvania feel of things looping back in on each other. But that ceases to be the case after you get the Lord Vessel. After that, it's just a bunch of branching off areas, which I'm pretty sure is basically how... I'm assuming Dark Souls 2 works, and that's how Dark Souls 3 works. So... Dark Souls, the fact that Dark Souls 1 had that sense of loop, this Metroidvania feel in it, in the first half of the game, is certainly cool, but it's clearly based on where the series has gone, not quite what everyone always says, the director, Miyazaki, but obviously it was a whole team. But everyone just always says Miyazaki when talking about Dark Souls, just to simplify it down to one person. I guess you could say From Software as well. But basically, the idea, because the second half of Dark Souls 1 is very linear for the most part, you can tell that Dark Souls was always meant to be a mostly linear experience with choices on which direction in certain areas you get to go first, with the exploration mostly being focused around an area with not so much going back around in areas. So, with that in mind, the fact that you could not warp to all bonfires in Dark Souls 1 is kind of cool to lend credence to that idea of you're supposed to have a lot of extra paths you can go on, but it's not quite as important because by the time you get the warp, that becomes unimportant because the only places you've left to go are all those linear paths, which I'm pretty sure most of the bonfires on the linear paths you can warp to. I know you can't warp to the bonfire at the entrance of the catacombs, but they added the one next to the blacksmith, mostly because getting to the blacksmith was a pain in the ass, the skeleton blacksmith in the Dark Souls Enhanced Edition or whatever it's called. Oh, come on. Really? You had to leave him with 1 health left? Like an absolute chump? Yeah. Anyway, but I don't really consider that a quality of life feature. And then, all that Dark Souls, from what I know, again, I haven't played Dark Souls 2. Okay, that's not true. I played a couple hours of Dark Souls 2, not enough to really get anywhere. But I don't really remember, it was a long time ago. We need to swap out. We had our special defense lowered. I can golem, I guess. Anyway, so from what little I know about Dark Souls 2, and then from Dark Souls 3, it's mostly just improving the main aspects of gameplay, making combat fast. Well, Dark Souls has gotten faster as a game over time anyway. So it's basically just been getting faster since Dark Souls, Demon Souls, really. And hey, if you want to talk about quality of life improvements, look at Demon Souls to Dark Souls 1. Demon Souls has a bunch of mechanics that I know about, like you have carry weight besides equip load, like you can only carry so many items. That just seems redundant and a waste of time. Basically, okay, so we're talking about quality of life improvements and things that a game would change that would take the spear out of something. Things that kind of aren't part of a restriction that's actually important is, I think, the reason that something like in Demon Souls, the inability to carry all that stuff with you is kind of dumb. Now, I can understand why, because I think you could theoretically carry infinite healing items, but then just create a cap on the healing items. Let you only carry 20 of whatever the hell those, like, I think they're grasses or something. Just put a cap on that. That's what Dark Souls 3 did, because Dark Souls 1, I think, and I don't know about Dark Souls 2, had the ability to carry a ridiculous amount of certain items, where Dark Souls 3 started putting caps on certain items, and it would automatically restock if you had some in your box back in the bonfire. So, that seems pretty simple to me. But yeah, Dark Souls, so far, pretty consistent. Elden Ring, again, I haven't played Bloodborne, because it's a damn PlayStation exclusive. Bloodborne, I don't know. And then, of course, I haven't actually played Demon Souls either, but I know stuff about it. And then Sekiro. Everyone always lumps Sekiro in with the other games because it's still the From Software game, but it doesn't. I don't think it fits. Like, I will do it because I will include Sekiro because it has a similar style from what I've seen, but you only have one weapon, I'm pretty sure. You only ever get to use your sword. I don't know if there's other weapon types you get to use. It's more focused on parrying. Which Demon Souls also had, since you didn't have shields in Demon Souls anymore. Or not Demon Souls, Bloodborne. Bloodborne and Sekiro. Oh, that's unfortunate. Okay, I'm not dead, that's good. Yeah. So, I'm trying to think, is there anything that changes in the later Souls games that takes away from what the series was meant to be? I don't think so. Also, real quick, Shockwave is base 60 power, right? And Psychic is 90. So this would be 120 power with super effective damage, but Psychic is going to be 135 with stab. And maybe we should get Thunderbolt then, so that Thunderbolt is the better option to use if we don't have if we don't want to use our stab instead. Okay, he used confusion like an idiot. Anyway, yeah, I can't think of anything. Like, Elden Ring is, again, kind of different. It's an open world. So you have stuff like the horse, but that's just to make getting around faster because there's a lot of wide open spaces. Besides that, I don't know. There's like 10,000 different, graces or whatever in Elden Ring. Probably way too many, to be honest, but it's mostly fine, so you can go wherever you need to go specifically at any time. Not really worth that much a point of conversation. Just there's a lot of graces if you want to talk about it. Yeah, I don't know. Souls is pretty consistent from my experience, having played Dark Souls 1, a couple hours of 2, 3, and Elden Ring. And then from what I know about Demon's Souls, Bloodborne, and Sekiro. But what else? Okay, so we're playing Doom 1 right now, and we played Doom 2016. And like I've said before, I played Doom Eternal, and it's one of my favorite games of all time. Level 48? Jesus Christ. So my opinion on... Okay, double slap isn't that big of a deal. My opinion with Doom is... I also know what Doom 3 is, and how it's not the same thing at all, and how there's also Doom 64, which is very similar to Doom 1 and 2. So the play order is Doom 1, all of its expansion stuff, Doom 2, all of its expansion stuff, Doom 64, I don't think that has any expansions because it's a damn N64 game, Doom 3, which I also don't think has any expansions from the older style Doom games. Again, the reason I played Doom 2016 first was because I was kind of still getting a feel for streaming at the time, and I wanted to play something that I already knew. And we're definitely going to be saving Doom Eternal for last, just because it's one of the greatest games I've ever played. But so Doom 3 definitely is a reinvention, but it's also, I've heard some people say they think Doom 3 is good, and I've heard some people say they think Doom 3 is bad, so it's certainly a divisive look-sounding title in the series. I can understand why, because from what I've seen of Doom 3, it's very much aping other games of the era. It's a lot slower, more methodical. It came out in, the mid to late 2000s, so it takes a lot after shooters of the style, and it's not the same fast-paced nonsense of the original Doom series, and it's not as bouncy as the later Doom series. And that's kind of the thing, is Doom 1, 2, and 64 are fast. You're just zipping all over the place at Mach 10. You're destroying everything in your path at the speed of sound most of the time. Sand Slash, goddammit. Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal are pretty fast in their own right. Obviously, Eternal being faster with the addition of the dash and such. Grappling hook on the super shotgun. But they're more bouncy. It's all about the fact that you can jump and swing around in Doom Eternal and all these other maneuvers. Use glory kills to jump on top of demons because you got the glory kills from above and stuff. So while Doom Eternal and Doom 2016 aren't quite as fast as the older style Doom games, they still are you getting a crit? I guess you got another critical hit. Okay. They still feel very fast because of the extra bonus of the fact that you're moving quite fast horizontally, but also vertically at the same time. And of course, again, Doom Eternal is even faster. So it's just two different kinds of speed, but that's the thing. Did Doom 3 lower the bar for the Doom series? I would definitely say so, from what I know. Doom 3 doesn't look as interesting as any of the other games around it. Am I going to write it off? Not yet, I haven't played it, and I don't know enough about it, like a Pokemon game, for instance, to write it off before I even played it. But I'm going into Doom 3 when I get there hesitantly. Having now experienced Doom 1, and of course knowing stuff about Doom 1 before I even went into it, and having played Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal, the original 3 Doom games and Doom 2016 Eternal are quite different. They share the same core features and ideas of being quick and moving around, having limited ammo to a certain degree. I wasn't paying attention again. All right, fine. You're the most consistent one, Alakazam. Don't send out a Psychic type, please. Or a Dark type. There are no Dark types. Ah, this'll work. He's mostly defensive, so... Yeah. But there, because, again, it's kind of, yeah. Another comparison to God of War, though, I would say that, well, okay. So with God of War, for instance, how I know it is God of War 1, 2, and 3 are like Devil May Cry, which we played now on Twitch. But God of War 4 is more like Dark Souls with 1 or 2 elements of the older style game mixed in there. So I would say it's mostly different because it's still a third-person action game, but from my understanding, I wasn't paying attention again. From my understanding, I think the original 3 God of War games have a fixed camera. I think. Whereas, 4 and 5, I keep saying only God of War 4, but there's the 5th one now. I keep forgetting that game exists, actually. When God of War 4 came out, everyone was talking about it for a long time, but it seems like the God of War 5 came out, and then people were talking about it for sure when it did come out, but I've kind of just not heard as many people going on about it as long as when God of War 4 came out. Anyway, those games are over the shoulder, which is why I'm more comparing them to Dark Souls. Actually, aren't they over the shoulder completely? Like, where with Dark Souls, you control your character and camera independently, where the controlling your character is which direction Kratos is facing in God of War. I think it's how... Anyway, it's different enough that it's distinct, is the best way to put it. I probably should heal some guys, huh? Golem? Sure. Ah, the rest of you are fine. Amazing. Why did I use Fire Blast second? I should have used that first. I have a revive, right? Man, I came into this really nonchalantly. I guess I should have done the islands, huh? I typically do, but I just didn't want to. They're so boring. Alright, here. This is why I bought all these lemonades, because they're cheap and they give 80 HP, which is nice. Yes. Wait, what's Soda Pop do again? 60? Eh. Oh, wait, TM50? I wasn't paying attention. Yeah, but so, with Doom Original, and 2 and 64, TM50, and Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal, they are still shooter. Okay, overheat. Definitely don't care. They are still shooters, which is something I... Come on. I forgot to use a repel, though. We should do that. Then I have paralyze heals. Only 1 left, though. But anyway. Are still... Stop. They're still both shooters at the end of the day. And they're both still first-person shooters at the end of the day. Not one of them has become a third-person shooter for some reason. But they still feel very similar in their desire to be an aggressive type shooter, which is what boomer shooters really are. It's just that Doom is a different kind of, or Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal are different kinds of boomer shooters because of the whole concept of rushing in there and getting glory kills to get your health back, using the chainsaw to get your ammo back, using the flamethrower in Doom Eternal to get your armor back, stuff like that. Whereas in Doom 1, the one we were playing, it's all about a bit more cover-based, mostly, okay, because hit scanners are a thing. There's not a single hit scanner in Doom 2016 or Doom Eternal, which is for the best, in my opinion. We should be moving away from hit scanners as much as possible. No, that's not what I meant to click. I wish I got the money if he used Payday and then I won the battle. But anyway, Yeah, they still feel like the same games at their core, which I can't quite say for what it looks like God of War's. They're still like melee action games, but they're just so different in their design principles. But also the fact that like they're story-based games, and it doesn't really feel like the story in both games are given the same weight. Like, there is a story in the original pre-God of War games, but it doesn't seem to matter all too much, where the story is a major focus, clearly, for the 4 and 5. Whereas in Doom, so in Doom, there is a story in Doom 1, and Doom 2, and Doom 64, but Doom 2016, but none of those games feel like the story matters either. Doom Eternal is the only one so far where they're like, we want to kind of give this a bit of Vaz. So it is the odd one out so far. But I think the Doom Eternal story is good. I would say it's entertaining. I wouldn't say it's good. And then the Doom 1 and 2, and I assume 64, if it has the same thing as 1 and 2, are just text boxes on a screen. Very interesting. What did it say you were sending out? God damn it. So, text boxes aren't super interesting to me, if that's all you've got. I go, Chansey, well. Got the perfect move for you. Gotta love watching that health creep down. Oh boy, I can't wait to get to Gen 4. Specifically, did they fix the health creep thing in Platinum? That's one of those things I don't remember. I guess we'll see when we get there. I should heal again. But anyway, yeah. That's not where I want to go. Wait, wasn't there supposed to... Is Marowak... Marowak? Is Marowak the only... non... or Pokemon high enough for me to encounter with Super Repels at this point, which is good, because he's slow, so he's easier to run away from. Alright, let's go in here. Go. Shit. Did we go down this ladder? I'm gonna have to redo the strength puzzle. We did not. Maybe it'll stay. Maybe it'll stay active because we're still in the dungeon. We'll see. We will see. Arcanine, fire type. Whatever. He doesn't have like any problems, so we'll just strengthen him. All right. So we talked about Doom for a while. Because I was trying to talk about things that change the game to make it worse. Mostly, if you want to talk about Pokemon real quick, having the ability to fly in front of Victory Road is certainly nice. And then my problem with Pokemon is basically they got to the point where they always take stuff out. With Pokemon, it's always 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Did it say Lapras? I should be paying attention more. But it's always 2 steps forward, 1 step back with Pokemon because they always take something out, which sucks, obviously. Why can't they leave cool, interesting ideas in? But they're always taking something out, and then obviously the worst offender of taking stuff out is when they started taking Pokemon out. That's completely against the point of the whole series. But the only other thing that I can think of is the only good, positive, major change or quality of life feature that Pokemon had was the removal of HMs in Gen 7. I'm surprised it took them that long. Now, I hate HMs as much as other people. I kind of just am used to it at this point. I'm like, it's something I gotta deal with, oh well. A lot of people viscerally hate HMs. You know, again, I can understand that, but I don't have the same negative feeling towards HMs, so it is what it is. No, wait, alright, Super Repel. But, yeah, I can understand it. But I also definitely see that with them gone... Wait, let me see something. Wasn't there a button on this floor we had to... Piss off. It was over here. I don't think there's a boulder we can get over here. Piss off. You know, how do we get a boulder here again? I don't remember. Anyway, yeah, I think HMs were something I think taking off was fine, because HMs didn't really add anything. The only thing they did, theoretically, was kind of making your Pokemon feel more like... You've got to be kidding me. That boulder moved back while I was off screen. We have to do this again. Oh wait, we're running into tons of wild Pokemon now because I don't have the Super Repel turned on. I was like, what the hell is going on? Yeah, so, yeah, HMs didn't really add anything besides the fact that it kind of made your Pokemon feel like they were helping you get around the region and all that. But, again, as someone who's never been into, like, nicknaming Pokemon or anything like that, I'm just like, it's not that important of a detail, I don't think. Just getting rid of them was, I think, the best choice. But the removal of moves in Pokemon is unacceptable, in my opinion. Never do that ever again, even though that's how they're going to be doing stuff from now on. It sucks. Just 100% of the time. So, okay, we talk about Pokemon. Metroid. I do not think there's been a single Metroid game where they have done something bad, in my opinion. Every Metroid game is a little different in certain regards. Super Metroid's the most non-linear. Metroid Zero Mission is the most, I think... Metroid Zero Mission is the most baseline. It feels like the most, it takes the most of it from everything and is the most mishmash of everything. Metroid 2 is it the most linear? It's pretty linear. Is it as linear as Fusion? It's hard to say. Is Metroid Fusion or Metroid 2 the most linear? Are they the same? I don't think so. Because when you're in a Metroid 2 area, you feel a lot more... Like, it's your directive to do stuff in Metroid 2. Even though you have to go to certain things first, because you can't go to certain areas until you unlock the Metroid Gate. At least in Metroid... Unlike Metroid Fusion, in Metroid Fusion, you're getting guided around. That's kind of different. So I definitely say Fusion's a bit more linear, whereas Metroid 2 is probably the most... like... I don't know. Objective-based, where Metroid... like a self-adventure that but is very objective-based, where Metroid Fusion's a lot more... You are following the directive of something. But they are definitely the two most linear games in the series. And then Dread is probably around the same bit of like taking stuff together as Zero Mission, but it's also the most active action-heavy Metroid game, by far. The best boss fights and all that. So it's the one that feels, I think, the best to play. Which, go figure, it's the most recent one. And of course, you got the Prime ones, but those are a bit different because Metroid in 2D and Metroid in 3D do feel very distinct from each other, even when they're have a lot of the similar concepts. No, I guess I'll stick in. So, yeah. God. Okay. That took too long. Tentacruel? Okay, we gotta switch out for him. Please let Golem outspeed, please. Come on, I'm asking very nicely. But yeah, definitely Red is the best one to play. It feels very nice. Probably dead. Yeah, I took a risk. It was probably not worth the risk, but I wanted to take the risk. Yeah, so I don't feel like, because each Metroid has its own little bit going on, but none of them, they're all kind of the same game still. You always get the Varia suit, you always get the plasma beam, you always get the space jump, you always get the screw attack, you always get bombs, you always get missiles, you always get super missiles. But like, it'll vary in certain aspects. Oh my god. Stop wasting my time. Blastoise? Sure, send Vileplume out there again, I suppose. I guess give Vileplume every opportunity to get, experiences that we can do. Don't flinch me. Thanks. Yeah. Metroid doesn't really have any reasons. Okay, actually, I kind of want to open up my YouTube channel now. Like, I sometimes forget stuff. Like, okay, there's certain games, obviously, where it doesn't matter, like The Binding of Isaac. Because who cares? It's the same game updated a bunch. The only difference is Flash Isaac, and I've heard people say that Flash Isaac has better music. Okay, that's mostly a preference thing, depending on how you like your music. I haven't really looked at it, so I can't say. Scrolling down. Devil May Cry, I have no clue. I definitely will tell you that from what I've seen of Devil May Cry 5, it evolves as a combat game over time. But we'll see when we get there. Scrolling down. Layton. No, all the Layton games are the exact same thing. Crash Bandicoot that only took one stream to finish. Also mostly the same thing. Until you get post, what are they called? Naughty Dog games. But, nah. I suppose we'll have to play non-first-party games anyway. KOTOR, from what I remember about KOTOR 2 that I played, they're mostly the same. It's just some nice quality. Does KOTOR have any quality of life changes? I think it looks better graphically a bit. And you can craft some more stuff. But that's not much, really, to go on. Where are my revives? Oh, up here. Anything else? Oh, Halo? Well, Halo just gets better designed over time. Go figure. Yeah, okay, I guess there's not a lot of series I can really talk about yet that I haven't played, like Zelda? I don't know. Every Zelda game is vastly different in some regard or another. So I don't know what you want from me there. Okay, what Pokemon is level... Okay, we've got 2 Pokemon adequately leveled to 46. That's good. You know, people saying something and then saying not afterward is always one of the weirdest things that comes to mind. It's the most non-thing you can ever say. Like, you think you sound clever saying not at the end of saying something that you don't intend to do? Whatever. Again, don't analyze Pokemon NPC dialogue. It's not worth the trouble. But okay, there are definitely series, and there's one series in particular that I have not mentioned that I will be planning on playing way later in the future. There is a series I will not be playing for a long time. that I think changes to the series has very much degraded the quality of the series. Now, are the later games better? I mean, better. Are they different, and are they still good? Yeah, I'd say so for the most part. But I would definitely say that it is a series where I think the older games hold up better. And we'll probably find more series like that. There are definitely series that get better as they go along. Like I've said before, I think Dark Souls 3 is better than Dark Souls 1. A lot of people like Dark Souls 1 the best, but I like Dark Souls 3 better. I'd probably still say, considering the fact that going back and playing Elden Ring again fills me with absolute dread, because most of the game is fucking pointless. Because most of the dungeons give you shit you can't use and you don't care about. Which is that game's problem. So yeah, going back to Elden Ring fills me with dread, but playing through Dark Souls 1 and 3 from my experience is like, oh, you play through Dark Souls 1 and 3, you can go again, you can go again, you can go again. Because it's a lot easier to just get back to where you want to go or find stuff again if you need to go look for something specific again. Where Elden Ring is like, there's just so much empty space that you can skip, but you kind of need to do it if you want to level properly and you don't want to do some sort of really annoying challenge. Anyway, yeah. So, with that in mind, I'm hoping and here's the way I see it. My hope would be that for most series, each new game gets better. That's how it should be. That's not always the case. Not always the case. Some games come out, and they're just bad. Unapproachably, terribly bad. Oh, you're a wild Pokemon. I was thinking too much into that. Well, here's our strength boulder. I kind of forgot we would push one down in here. Yeah. So yeah, some games just come out. I'm trying to think of an example. I mentioned, so I've never played any Sonic games. I think I've mentioned them before, though. And I've also, if I have mentioned Sonic games, I will definitely mention the only ones I think look in any way, shape, or form good are any of the 2D platformer ones, except for, I know there's that one on the iOS, like Sonic 4 or something, is apparently terrible. I also think there's some on the GBA. I don't know anything about them. But basically, I'm just saying the Sega games, the Sega Genesis, whichever one they came out on, whatever the first Sega console was. I don't know enough about Sega, to be honest. It's kind of a blind spot in my knowledge of gaming, because Sega's just never seemed as interesting to me. Because most people who care about Sega are people who grew up with it as kids, but I was just young enough that when Sega was still a thing, I was way too young to be playing games. So, yeah. But everything after Sonic 3 until you get to Sonic Mania looks terrible. And then that new Sonic game that came out looks terrible. They all look bad and uninteresting, just terrible, terrible, terrible 3D platformer, speed, whatevers. Every other weird 3D platformer looks way better. Please, Blastoise, outspeed these two idiots, please. Also, don't Poison Point. Thank you. You answered both of my requests, so at least Nidoqueen will die. Nidoking, damage is cut in half. I think it might be you lose a third of the damage. Again, I don't know. Alright, well, we got a critical hit anyway, so just forget what I said. Yeah. All those Sonic games look terrible, 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 terrible. I don't want to play them. They don't look interesting. Do I have to play them? Probably. I said I would play all video games, and that includes Sonic. But all video games includes a lot of games I don't want to play. Like I said before, we'll definitely end up playing bad games. Like, even, games that I have not enjoyed, for the most part, like Halo 1, or, again, Halo 1 and Half-Life 1, I'll keep bring this up, are the two worst games we played so far. Oh, we're done? Okay, cool. Get me the hell out of there. Okay, we actually do need to do some grinding. So... Or we could go to the islands. Unlikely. Fat chance. How much money do we have? Alright, we're going to get Thunderbolt. And then we'll sell whatever other ridiculous nonsense we're never going to use. Going to get Thunderbolt. We will go here. We'll go down here. Now give me the money. Or, I mean, give me the coins, I suppose. Is Thunderbolt the one that costs cheaper? Or no, that was Iron Tail, right? See, we still have a respectable amount of money left. Possibly, hopefully, maybe. I want to at least get everyone up to level 49, I think. Based on the numbers I looked at Lorelei, I think I want to get everyone up to level 49. Okay, this one is Thunderbolt. No, that's Flamethrower. This one is Thunderbolt. Yes. Alright, cool. The MK, so it was what, 35? No, 30? Wait, where'd it go? Oh, 24. Okay. What? You can't learn Thunderbolt, but you can learn Shockwave? What? Yeah, this is what I have right now. No. I'd rather kind of paralyze stuff, or at least have that option. Toxic? Everyone can learn Toxic. Is there anyone who has a useless move slot? If that's the case, we'll probably teach someone Toxic. Anyone can learn Psychic besides Alakazam? No. Anyone can learn... no. Okay. Anyone have a useless move slot? Bite, maybe? Maybe? I want to keep Rock's Throw just in case. Quick Attack is nice to have, just in case. I want at least one of these guys to keep Bite. I feel like I'd rather give Toxic to... Blastoise, huh? Yeah. Well, okay, well, if anyone learned... I don't think anyone else will, but if anyone learns any level up or moves while we're leveling them up real quick, I suppose we can also take that into consideration. I'm not going to the island. We're going to just quickly and simply... well, Repel effect wore off. Fantastic. I didn't want it anymore anyway. Let's do, let's get Arcanine and Pidgeot over with first, because those are going to be the two pains in the asses, since there's a shit ton of rock types in here. And whenever we run into something like this is better. Oh, come on. Alright, we need to get everyone... Okay, use Fire Blast. Get a critical. Bite. Yeah, we can kill Geodude and stuff with that. How did he live that? What the hell? These Golbats are quite tanky, I suppose. Also, Pokemon are not spawning fast enough. This might take quite a minute. Yeah. Oh, I guess another example of a game that I've heard that people don't like in a series that I've played is Halo 5. Not knowing anything about Halo 5, I guess we'll see when we get there. I've mostly heard that aimed at the campaign, though. I've heard some people say that the Halo 5 multiplayer is actually quite good, which is, you know, nice to hear. It's one level. Alright, let's run back and heal. You know, running is a bit uncontrollable when you're speeding up like such, but it is fine. It's faster anyway, just doing it this way, and at least it's not uncontrollable. Can you just... Yeah, that'll work. Alright, just, 2 levels. Come on! I need to be using Fire Blasting as Primate. I'm not fighting you. I should be using Strength against him. How did you survive that? Fire Blast should be destroying everything it touches. But no. Is it because... Wait, what level is Primate? Can another Primate show up, please? Please. Oh, I want to know... Was he in the 40s? Alright. Okay, you know, the last Arbok just died, but... And some of these wild Pokemon are really tanky. I guess one of them, that Arbok just now was level, what, 46 or something? Come on, Arcanine, just 2 more levels and you'll be done. You and Pidgeot, again, are going to be the 2 worst guys in here. Thank God that Vileplume is going to actually have a pretty easy time in here. If Vileplume had a problem in here, I would be quite sad. Come on, give me some more high-level guys, even though I might not necessarily kill them. All right, let's run back and heal this in case. At least with Pidgeot should do better against anything that's not a rock type. We actually haven't been running into very many rock types besides Geodudes. We ran into one Onix. Are they different Pokemon on different floors, maybe? Like if I go upstairs. That's not what I meant to do. Okay, so strength does do more damage, but I don't know what Golbat's defense versus special defense does, or what special defense versus. I guess we can try. All right, well, we can't one-shot Onix like Geodude. I'm pretty. No way, Onix doesn't have special defense. Special defense. Come on, we're almost done. Let me finish out Arcanine, please. There's a couple more decently leveled Pokemon. No. Thank you for killing him in one shot and not being a pain in the ass. All right, just use Flamethrower. Word. All right. Extreme Speed versus Bite. I don't think Extreme Speed's gonna matter. It's as strong as Strength, and I don't think Speed is Arcanine's problem. If I didn't need Strength anymore... Actually, I don't need Strength anymore. But, if I wanted to teach him Extreme Speed, I would have had to go and forget Strength real quick. But it is too... Oh, wait, it's only 5 PP. In that case, forget about it. Alright, Pidgeot, your turn. I guess Pidgeot... Yeah, we want to go down here because it seems like we're fighting. You can't one-shot the fucking Machotes. Now, the Machops are no problem. Maybe Pidgeot will have more problems. Come on, Pidgeot, I was hoping for more from you. Hey, we got a leveling Golem. Fantastic. Golem's gonna have a... Wait a minute, there's a bunch of fighting types in there. I mean, I've been mostly running into fighting types. I need to hope that Earthquake one-shots them, because Earthquake is a pretty good move. Actually, wait, let's actually look at that. What are... Okay, they're not all the same level, but they should be pretty comparable. Who has the highest attack stat between Pidgeot and Golem? Arcanine has the highest attack stat. God damn it. Golem has a higher special attack stat, and it is the same level as Pidgeot. So that's good. And Earthquake is a pretty powerful move. Anyone else have high attack? Vileplume has decent enough attack, actually. Special attack-wise, though, we got Vileplume at 108. I'll have him at 121, which could be better. Blastoise at 101. He's a level behind Alexander. He has also Modest, but I guess he's a starter, so he's pretty balanced. Golem, obviously not great. Arcanine is a good enough special attack for what we need. Then, fucking, who cares? Pidgeot. Why is our Alakazam jolly? It would be nice if he did more damage. I think he's left a decent amount of guys at low health. Anyway, it'll be nice once we're done with this. Oh, actually, okay. You know, I did mention that I want... Oh, God damn it. I wanted to finish Sigil and Pokemon today, but with this grinding might actually take a bit. And I don't know how long the Elite Four is going to take, honestly, since I'm not going to be using any speed in there. A level 48 Onix. Alright, well, that's a level on Pidgeot. Maybe, we can one-shot nothing now, because I don't think I was even getting close to one-shotting anything before. Okay, you know, now that we're fighting... Okay, I can fight Marowak. I haven't actually seen him show up all that often. Please. The fuck was that? Aggravating. Okay, so, okay, what do I know? I know that Blastoise will probably have a pretty easy time of this. Alakazam will definitely have a very easy time of this. And then, Vileplume will have a pretty easy time of this. Probably. Hopefully. We get less Intimidate Arbok and get whatever the hell other ability I have. Oh, I got a text message. It's a text message that I will respond to, but not immediately. Probably, at some point. And because I had not opened my phone and I just checked my home screen, I'll still see it when I go to open my phone next time. Okay, at least we one-shot Primate. That's a good thing. Oh, you know, I was finding a shit ton of Primates when I was training Arcanine. Can I get that again, please? Very, quick? No, I don't. Yeah, this is what I like to see. If I didn't one-shot him. Man, gotta love Pokemon grinding, right? You know what I miss? I miss, either having a lucky egg, or... That's not what I meant to click, but it's fine. I miss having a lucky egg or a, Audino grinding in Gen 5. You know, I know there was that, whole Blissey-based thing in... Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. I never took advantage of it. I imagine it's still something you can do, because... Oh yeah, that's actually something worth talking about. I've mentioned before that Nintendo is the worst company ever of all time, and people don't give that enough, consideration. Not the worst company ever of all time. I've heard, at least they're not committing human rights violations. Like, there's a company like, I think, Nestle, whatever, however the hell you pronounce it. I've heard has done some pretty bad stuff. I can imagine other big corporations of this have done the same problem. Anyway, that's besides the point. But they're one of the worst video game companies, is my point. Stop giving EA all the credit. Are we done? What's your attack now? 101? Okay, that's good. Why am I going back? I don't need to heal you. Alright, next let's get Golem done, because I have to worry about fighting types. And ground types, I suppose. But anyway, yeah, Nintendo. So the Nintendo Wii and the Wii shop, whatever that was called, was shut down 10,000 years ago. So no, not the Wii shop. The Wii U and 3DS eShop shut down the other day. Now, I don't have the money to get a shit... Okay. I don't have the money to get a shit ton of games on my 3DS or my Wii U. I basically just got some things I thought I'd be interested in. Basically, the main thing I picked up was all the DLC for the Fire Emblem games, even though I don't think those DLCs are super interesting. Considering I do like Fire Emblem, I was like, it might be worth it to have, even though, again, Birthright and Awakening are like, Echoes maybe, the DLC might be worth it. We'll see. One day. Besides that, no, I didn't get much. But the fact that those shops are shut down kind of sucks, because it kind of once again proves my point that Nintendo has no clue what the hell they're doing. And I kind of think the issue is that Nintendo is a Japanese company that isn't willing to understand. I was gonna say incredible. I'm about to hit myself in confusion how many times in a row? Nintendo is a Japanese company that doesn't seem to be willing to accept that most of their sales and like people who care about their company are not Japanese. Like if you look at the if we look up Breath of the Wild, for instance, Breath of the Wild sales by country works. I was gonna do by region, but whatever. I've always seen it. Okay, yeah, here we go. So, yeah, sure. So if we look at the sales, Breath of the Wild has sold how many units? Does it say the total units anywhere on this page? I don't want to add anything up. Additional information. Okay, it doesn't matter. So rest of the world, so the four categories in this website that I always see on YouTube videos brought up, so that's the first one I clicked on, so I guess it's the one everyone always uses, is you've got North America, Europe, Japan, and rest of the world. Rest of the world is obviously the lowest because the rest of the world includes places like Africa, Australia, South America, either places with lower population counts or people without the capacity to get this kind of thing because, you know, they're worse off countries. So that makes sense. So the rest of the world's not even cracking 1 million copies, but, you know, still respectable. Japan is the second smallest category, with Breath of the Wild selling 1.26 million copies. Europe is the second biggest category with almost 3 million copies at 2.94, and then North America, because, you know, the United States and then also the small addition of Canada and maybe like Mexico and Central America and the Caribbean countries if you want to lump them in there too, but they're really not going to add quite as much, I'd assume, to the numbers. So it's basically mostly the United States, a little bit of Canada, and then the rest of North America as well as a little bit. So is at 4.54 million copies. I thought Breath of the Wild sold it more than that, but whatever. Maybe the numbers include the Wii U, and if this is just this says the on the Nintendo Switch, that wouldn't include the Wii U numbers. I don't know how much it sold on the Wii U. Oh, this was released in 2020. That is okay. That's why these numbers are so low. Give me a second. Oh, here's total sales. Yeah, okay. So Breath of the Wild has sold 29 million since its release, and this is the 2023 February release date. So back in 2022 when that released, it probably had only sold around 19 million or something. That doesn't seem right either. Both of these lists don't seem to add up. Whatever. So clearly, it sells the most in the United States, second most in Europe, third most in Japan, and then the rest of the world is also there a little bit. Does the Wikipedia page help me at all? I know Wikipedia can be unreliable, but I mostly find that they, okay, you know, they don't give me any graphs or anything. Forget about it then. I should be grinding while I talk about this, by the way, since I've already looked up the information. Right, Golem died. That's why we ran back here. So, again, it mostly sells in the United States, but then Europe isn't that far behind, and then Japan sells a good amount, considering the fact that they're just one country. But they do have a respectable population, and it is where Nintendo's from. But I've always considered Nintendo's just strange for just being unwilling to accept that it's North America and Europe doing most of the legwork in making Nintendo the huge Nintendo. I think I remember reading somewhere that Nintendo is actually the biggest company in Japan. And again, America and Europe is basically doing all of the legwork in that regard. So why they seem to disdain and hate those markets is beyond me. They don't seem to care about really providing the necessary, like, non-video game stuff in outside of Japan. Such as, like, I've seen music albums and music discs, CDs, and all that jazz, or just even digital music options sold outside of Japan. I haven't seen extra cool things, like they have a ton of merchandise over there. Again, I don't have like money for that kind of stuff, but certainly there'd be probably a couple cool items that I'd be interested in picking up if I had the opportunity to. And then, worst of all, is the fact that certain games don't get released outside of Japan. Though there is also the problem that other Japanese companies do that as well, because there are certain games that seem to not quite do as well over here, because they're a lot more focused on very Japanese, like, ways of life and things and such. Yokai Watch is one that kind of comes to mind, though I kind of also blame that on marketing, since I know I almost said Yokai Watch. Yokai Watch 3 sold really bad, And it also wasn't marketed very well. So I don't know what they expected. But that's by level 5, not Nintendo. Though it was on the 3DS. So maybe it was Nintendo's job to market it and Nintendo dropped the ball. Whatever. The famous example is Mother 3. And then, of course, you've got stuff that I've heard that, I think I brought this up before, but Metroid is not quite as popular in Japan. But everyone here not everyone, but a lot of people here in the West love it. So the fact that Nintendo mostly just takes into account, the Japanese market is frustrating. So it would be nice if we got more releases, and this is the one guy I can't really deal with. I guess there's technically Arbok too, huh? I mean, not Arbok, Golbat and Zubat. Alright, cool. Can I get a Giga Drain off? Get all my health back? The benefit of having Giga Drain. Alright, we can't deal with you either, and I have a suspicion that running away from Golbat's going to be quite difficult. Anyway, yeah. But, right, we were talking about the eShop. So the fact that my suspicion is Nintendo have their heads up their asses, basically. Because I can't escape. Alright, well, cut it is. Alright, Vileplume, I'm sorry, but you're gonna die. So emulation is something that even companies that make games will use. Basically, any release collection. I know that the Mega Man collections are all considered emulation, and there's probably other collections of the type that are considered emulation. Hey, the Devil May Cry series, speaking of Capcom, is probably emulation. And I'm pretty sure Nintendo, what the stuff they do is also emulation. It's not none of that stuff is ports. But Nintendo despises the idea of non-first-party emulation, but they also despise providing people with the ability to play their games, but they also despise people going out of their way to find games that they don't provide, that people want to play. So it's confusing to me when it would seem so easy to make sure that every new Nintendo console on an eShop had access to every NES game should be on the eShop. Every Super Nintendo game should be on an eShop. Every N64 game should be on the eShop. Every GameCube game should be on the eShop. Once you start getting to the Wii, I can understand problems because of motion controls and stuff, even though the Switch has motion controls, but I can understand the problems coming up. There's also the fact that, okay, I say that's not what I meant to click. I didn't say the problems with certain games being licensed. A famous N64 game like that would be GoldenEye. I'm hitting cut on accident. But yeah, I can understand GoldenEye being a problem because it's owned by whoever the hell owns James Bond. So sure, okay, fine. GoldenEye, it's not on the Switch because it actually might be, not for all I know. But if a game like that wasn't on the Switch, I'd be like, all right, it's kind of stupid. Why can't the company that owns it be nice? But it's kind of understandable because anything that's related to Hollywood is even worse than something like Nintendo. But I don't understand why they simply do not just put everything on their Switch. Everything, oh, right, and then every Game Boy game, every Game Boy Color game, the very few of those there are, every Game Boy Advance game, every DS game, are there any DSi exclusive games? And then they should start working on making sure 3DS games are on the Switch, but now that the eShop's closed, the only way to get 3DS games is on the only way to get 3DS games is via physical copies or potentially pirated versions if you want to go that route. And say, basically, screw Nintendo. How are there's going to be so many 3DS games, and then just completely unavailable. Like, I have copies of some really hard to get 3DS games, thank God. Because spending money on certain 3DS titles is about to get really rough. Especially now that the eShop is gone. And Nintendo could make so much money, but they just refuse to. I cannot imagine how many people use emulation because it is their only option. And that's all money Nintendo could be making, but they refuse. Even if you made it so that every time a new Nintendo console came out, you had to rebuy every game, that would still be, I think, be better than the current thing we have, which is where a lot of people feel like they have to resort to emulation because Nintendo does stuff like this. They don't provide their games, they shut down their services. Like, was it the PSP, I think? The PSP was like saying they're like, oh, we're gonna shut down our shop, and then Sony fans raised a stink about it, and then Sony was like, all right, yeah, sure, fine, we'll leave it open. I think whatever what I'm talking about, it might have been something else. But whatever I'm talking about, I'm pretty sure is still open to this day. So clearly it worked, and I don't think leaving servers like that open is very much money at all. So, you know, again, Nintendo needs to get their heads out of their asses. Wisen up. I'd say, okay, so for an example of a good Japanese company, so far as I've seen, is Capcom, considering, okay, so Capcom certainly had its dark ages, because Devil May Cry was pretty slow going. They don't release games very often. Mega Man basically dropped off the face of the earth for a long time. They came out with Mega Man 11 a couple years back, and then they've been releasing collections of all their old games for a while. I think the last one to come out is the, is the Battle Network collection finally out? I know that all the rest of them. I know that the classic collections are on Steam, the X collections are on Steam, the Zero ZX collection is on Steam. Is the Battle Network on here yet? Battle Network. Are those out yet? I know they exist. April 14th. Oh, so pretty soon. What about Star Force? I know that's also a series. And also, so the only ones left I can think of are Star Force and the ones that are on the N64 or the PlayStation or whatever that are 3D. That some people, I know a lot of people like those games. I don't really know anything about them. There's one lady in it that people always talk about. Legends? Mega Man Legends, maybe, is what it's called, I think. Whatever. So what about Star Force and Mega Man Legends? So those are, I guess, the last couple to come out, if there's anything. And so they've been releasing all their Mega Man stuff. They came out with Mega Man 11. It'd be cool to see some more original, like, non-collection Mega Man stuff, but I can understand them just wanting to get everything they have available, which is awesome. The fact that Capcom has gone, here you go, here's a collection for every single game we've ever released, is awesome, because I'm like, all right, you know, some of these games probably were like the only way to get them reasonably used to be emulation. Now you're like, I can just go to Steam, or I think they're on all the consoles too. I just can go to Steam and be like, I would like to purchase all of the Mega Man X games. And you're like, yep, well, there you go. You've got the option to do so. Fantastic. It's great. Good job. I like it. Devil May Cry. You can get all... Can you get every single Devil May Cry game on Steam? I'm pretty sure, right? Devil May... I was not typing into Steam. Devil May Cry. Just do that. You can get Devil May Cry 5, Devil May Cry HD Collection, Devil May Cry 4, and Devil May Cry the reboot one. You can get every single DMC game on Steam. Fantastic. What other major Capcom series is? You've got Resident Evil, which I've mentioned before. Okay, so Resident Evil is something that can you get the older Resident Evil games on Steam? Resident Evil. Because that's the one thing Resident Evil, like the remakes and all that is cool. I know you can get like stuff like Zero, you can get the Revelations. Can you get any of the older ones? Can you get the original Resident Evil 1, 2, and 3? And then there's, I think, a couple other side games. It does not look like it. All right, so I would like if Capcom brought the original 3 Resident Evil games, not the non-remade versions. and also Resident Evil 4, the original version, if that's also not on Steam. I didn't see that when I was looking to Steam, because like I've said, from what I've seen of the remakes of the Resident Evil games, they're very distinct games. Very, very distinct. So I want to play the originals as well. The originals and the remakes. So that would be nice to be added. But for the most part, Resident Evil seems to be doing a mostly good job of getting what you want. Anything else big on Capcom? Street Fighter? I'm trying to think of other things. Street Fighter? What are Capcom's biggest series? I don't know enough about Street Fighter. I'm not a fighting game guy. But I imagine... I know that Street Fighter 5 is on Steam, and I know they announced Street Fighter 6 way back when. I imagine at the very least Street Fighter 4 and 2 are probably on Steam, which 4 is the last one before 5, so I'd imagine that one's on Steam, and then 2 is the one everyone cares about. So the only question is Street Fighter 1 and 3 on Steam, for what that's worth. Probably not, but I think fighting games are one of those games that you can nah, that's not true. I think a lot of people like the older Tekken games. That's not Capcom, but just a thought. And what else? What are other big Capcom games? Capcom games. Capcom. List of Capcom games. I do not want the ones on the NES. I don't really care. Oh, Phoenix Wright, yeah. They put the original trilogy and the Japanese specific ones on Steam a while back. I know there's others. There's the ones that are on the 3DS. So those should also be put on. I think the Japanese ones were exclusive to Japan, but they... yeah, whatever. They should put those on Steam as well, and then also whatever else there is. Anything else? Oh, yeah, and Monster Hunter, right. Monster Hunter is probably one of their most consistent series, from my understanding. They're always coming out with them. Monster Hunter fans never seem disappointed. And the only problem is that I understand that a lot of them are just not available. I think, in fact, the only way to play any what's on PCs? Only World and Rise. Yeah, I saw Rise was out on the Switch, and I was like, if that game better come... Considering World was on PC, they better bring Rise to PC as well. And, yeah, they did. But I'm pretty sure everything pre-World you can't get on PC. So I don't know how much people care about that, but it would definitely be a benefit, in my opinion, to bring any other Monster Hunter game to PC, in my opinion. Just, you know, since I know there's a lot of them. So yeah, for the most part, Capcom's doing a good job, but there could always be more. And like I said before, you've got companies that release games. Certain games will always make sure their stuff is updated. I think, actually, speaking of Sega, I'm pretty sure Sega does a good job of making sure their old game collections and stuff are available on Steam. I always see Sega game collections floating around. I've mentioned From Software. I don't know how many Armored Core games you can get on PC. Probably not very many. They're probably all console locked and such. It'd be nice, really nice, if... I don't see emulation. It's just like TV and movie pirating. I don't see people not emulating and pirating games until people start putting their old games on things like Steam or the Xbox Store or the PlayStation Store or the eShop and all that. I definitely think that bringing games to the PC in some shape or form, even if it's in your own launcher or way of providing them, that's not necessarily through Steam. Do I wish everything went through Steam? Kinda. I do think Steam is a good company. So I wouldn't mind if everything went through there. But if you wanted to do your own proprietary launcher and all that, I wouldn't mind that much. Again, Nintendo, create your own proprietary launcher. Put everything on PC that way. You would literally not be giving money to anyone else. And people would still buy your Switch because they're idiots. Like, I have a Switch. I hate it. If I didn't have to buy a Switch, I probably wouldn't, besides maybe collecting purposes. If everything was on PC, I would buy it there. And you'd also open yourself up to a bigger market. Just, again, have your own launcher instead of Steam. It would work so well. But, you know, they're stupid. Again, I am glad that Microsoft and Sony are dipping their toes in the... Or, well, okay, it's okay. Microsoft is not dipping their toes into the PC market. They are basically all the way in. They just need to bring old shit with them. Please put Halo 5 on PC because I have to play all the Halo campaigns at some point, and I don't want to have to play a Halo 5 on a console. It's still a long time until we play Halo 5. We gotta play 2, 3, 4, ODST, and Reach. So 5 more games at the very least. Maybe more if we decide to play Halo Wars, which is always an option. I've only ever played Halo Wars for probably an hour or two at a friend's house. All I know is it's an RTS. That's about it. But anyway, we still got a while to go before I'd want to play Halo 5. So please just bring it to PC for convenience' sake. And then Sony's dipping their toes in the water. Thank God Atlas brought over the Persona games, because like I said, I do have an interest in the Shin Megami Tensei series. Though I don't know how many non-Persona games that Atlas have made are on PC. Considering I know that Shin Megami Tensei 5 here on Switch, and I don't think that's on on PC. I could be wrong. I could go check right now, but I don't really care at this moment enough. But yeah, the Persona games are coming over, except for the original 3, Persona 1, 2, and the other 2. And then, of course, the Spider-Man games are coming over, which I guess is cool. When God of War 4 came over, which is cool. And Horizon Zero Dawn came over, which is cool. I hope they keep releasing those games. Like I've said, I don't really have much interest in a game. Like, Horizon Zero Dawn doesn't look really interesting to me. But there's a sequel, so they should bring that over. Like, again, make it more available is a good thing. And then... anything else? Please bring Bloodborne and Demon Souls over. Please, 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 please. Come on. I don't know if it's FromSoft's prerogative or Sony's prerogative to do that, but come on. Maybe my only hope, my only prayer is that Demon Souls is still locked behind a contract, and what Sony is also telling From Software is there's like, release a remaster, just an updated version of Demon Souls for the PlayStation 5, and after that contract runs out, then we'll release it on PC. That's the only thing I can kind of see. So please, please just bring Demon Souls and Bloodborne over the PC. I will buy a PS5 at some point if I have to. I didn't get a capture card. I don't have a capture card yet. Wait, no, I wanted to buy stuff from you. Oh, wait, okay, wait. First things first. Oh, wait, right, we have some rare candies. Well, I guess we're going to level 50. We have these anyway. And we'll give the extra one to Vileplume, because Vileplume needs the help. Everything else we don't need is going to get sold. You know what? I was holding on to those, but... don't need this. Don't need this. They don't give you a lot of hold items in FireRed and Leaf Green. Don't need this, to be honest. Alright, cool. That was not that much money, but it is a little more. Can I buy one more full restore? Indeed I can. Alright, well, we'll buy 7. That's a pretty good item. Max Potion, we can buy 9. I'll buy, like, 2 more of those. But I would like to get a couple more revives, just in case. And then, actually... okay, I will buy a couple full heals. How much is this? Alright, but then I'm actually going to go buy some specific medicine, just so I don't have to use full heals unless I really have to. The only reason I ever find use full heals is if you get status and confused at the same time. Otherwise, just use a specific healing item. Not you. Alright, Paralyze heal, let's get like 9 of them. Awakening, let's get 6 of them. Burn heal, 2 of you. Ice heal. Whatever money I have left. We are now broke. I guess, you know, I suppose we could sell TMs. Because again, we're not actually going to stay in the save. It has no further use to me. I always like being over-prepared, you know? Give me more money. Well, I bought this Thunderbolt, and it turned out to be completely useless, so we basically wasted money on it. Well, it is what it is. Can you buy that? No. Alright, sure. Now give me some more... How many can I buy? 13? Alright, we'll buy 10 more of you. 4 more of you. Alright. This may go poorly. I am healed, right? Hopefully. Alright, who do we lead with in this fight? I wish I had a fighting type. The problem is these two would be the best two to go into here, but it's all like waters and water ice types, and because all the ice types in this game are also water. But that means that Golem is fucked because of the water typing, and Vileplume is fucked because of the ice typing. So with that being the case, I guess the safest answer is Alakazam, and hopefully her... Okay, I looked at the levels, but I don't remember what the lead Pokemon are. I think, if my memory is correct, Lorelai's first Pokemon's a Seal, Seal. I mean, no, not a Seal, a Dugong. Bruno's first Pokemon is... I think is one of his Onyxes. I think he has 2 of them, right? Agatha's first Pokemon, I think, is a Haunter. And Lance's first Pokemon is... Is it his Aerodactyl or his Gyarados? I think it's one of those 2, though. Alright, but I still think the, Alakazam lead here is the best case scenario. Alright. Let's go, Lorelei. Let's face the eco-terrorists as if they were from the manga. I was correct on the Dugong thing. Alright, 52, and this is kind of why I wanted to get to this level, because I don't want to... I kind of want the challenge, but... Well, Psychic is still stronger. The only reason really to have Shockwave is against something that resists Psychic for whatever reason. How much damage is this gonna do? Okay, actually, not too bad. Can we get the special defense drop? Or Gyarados? This is going to do more damage, isn't it? No. Okay, she's gonna heal here, so I know that we can get away with a free Psychic. I don't know if any of those moves were high rolly or low rolly, so we could probably get away with... I just realized we only have... we do have so... Okay, real quick. How many 8 PP restoring items do we have? I know we have some Lepa Berries, which can restore PP. We have 2 of those. There's no others that heal PP, right? No? Okay, so besides, we have 2 Lepa Berries. We have... 1 Elixir, 2 Max Ethers, 4 Ethers. So we do have decent PP restorable capabilities. Anyway, how many Hyper Potions do I have? 26. How much PP... I'm actually going to use a Lemonade here. And then use another Lemonade. Because at this point, I'd rather save the full restores and... The full restores and the max potions for later. We should use the weaker healing items on Lorelei and Bruno if we can get away with it. That I dislike. Are you going to heal again? No, okay, good. But yeah, this is, again, we definitely could have been stronger if we went to the islands. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know if we would have fought enough strong trainers there to get us higher leveled. But we're definitely under the... Okay, so this is where I kind of want to take a risk. I don't know how effective this is going to be. Lapras, I don't think is very fast, though. Problem is Golem isn't very fast. Wait, right, this is her ace. If we missed, or she goes first... Okay, Golem is just dead. I took the risk. Alright, with that in mind, we have to go back out to Alex. Man, actually, I think Lorelei is our biggest problem. We can... ghost types, I'm not so worried about, because, again, they're not going to be able to use stab properly, and poison isn't that big of a threat. Fighting types, we have Alakazam and Pidgeot. Dragon types, at the very least, we have Blastoise, and none of our Pokemon are hit super effectively by any of their attacks. They'll just hit hard anyway. So, Lorelei is actually, the way we built our team, our biggest issue. That is not what I like to see. Synchronize! What a handy tool. I didn't think that would come up. Ever, actually. Fight through the paralysis, please. This isn't gonna do very much damage, is it? Okay, well, I mentioned full heal. Where did I put those? Down somewhere? Nice. Oh wait, right, I have Thunder Wave as well, so I can manually paralyze Lapras again. Ooh, a crit, okay. Oh, and I think she might have used another full restore, but because she used her Oran Berry or Citrus Berry or whatever the hell Lapras just ate, we knocked her back out of, Oyster? Hey, please, Vileplume, outspeed. Please, come on, I'm acting real nice. Please, please. Okay, you know what? That's completely fine. If she's just gonna use Hail, who cares about outspeeding? This should one-shot. Oyster's special defense is not that good. Alright, cool. If we were doing a Nuzlocke, I probably would have raised my guys a couple extra levels, but again, we're doing a pretty casual playthrough. Slowbro. Okay, I kind of just want to stick in. Like, we don't really have a good option for a Slowbro specifically, either. I suppose we can always send Alakazam back in, but this is probably the battle where Vileplume is going to get the most use. Man, I consider it against the rock types against Bruno, but still. Alright, well, we're not going to go fall asleep yet, so that's good. Vileplume, you beautiful bastard. You did good, kid. You did good. Jinx, alright, you're not water type, except for the fact that Golem killed. And the Psychic type attack still might do decent damage. But, speaking of Psychic type... Oh, wait a minute, this is... What am I doing? He's not a water type. Or, well, she, but whatever. This is confusion, right? No, sleep. Awakening? Where did I... This should be at the top, yeah. Oh, come on. How many of my Pokemon are female, real quick? Male. Golem is the exclusive only... Alright, we'll try. Alright, good job. I think it's a 50-50, right? Yeah, don't do that again. I remember one time fighting against Whitney. I know that some of her Pokemon can use Attract. I think, well, okay, it's her Clefairy. And I remember one time I fought against her, and I just could not get through the attraction, whatever I did. Alright, cool, we're done with Lorelei. I accidentally got Golem killed through just sheer hopefulness and thinking he would be able to do better, but I guess he just wasn't fast enough. And I should probably not be assuming we're ever faster, considering everyone's going to be higher level than us. Alright, we're going to go into every fight fully healed. We'll use up the rest of our potions real quick, just because I always use lower tier healing items outside of battle, because obviously. Alright, next is Bruno, right? But it's playing the creepy music. This is more for Agatha's room. With that being the case, I'm pretty sure he leads with a rock type. But I'm pretty okay, I also think that Blastoise can stand up to a rock type, so it's I mean a fighting type, so it should be fine either way. Especially if it's a Machoke. Or one of the Hitmons. Now, if it's... Okay, yeah, Onyx. I definitely thought he'd live with Onyx. Alright, let's go with Blastoise, then. You know, it's a good thing that, Venusaur doesn't have thick fat, huh? Hitmonchan? Alright, so... I want to give Pidgeot a chance, but I don't think it's going to work out well, because the problem with the fighting types is the good old fact that we're part normal means we're neutral to their attacks. He also has Rock Tomb, which I don't like. Come on, one shot. Oh, well, that is also bad. Arcanine, why not? He should be faster. Yeah. And he's not in red, so he doesn't use a full restore. I think you have to be in red for an AI to consider using a full restore. Machamp? Alright, well... I will definitely be sending out my good old Alakapal, for this. Alright, so this is where Jolly's gonna bite us in the ass and he's not gonna one-shot him because our special attack is too low. Or, hear me out, our pal Bruno decides that the best course of action is to use Bulk Up when facing a Psychic type that you could probably kill if you used a non-fighting type move on him. Even maybe with Alakazam's defense stats, you could kill him with a fighting type move if it's strong enough. If you use Cross Chop, though, you're risking the 50-50, because I'm pretty sure Cross Chop only has 50 accuracy. Hitmonlee, Blastoise, why not? We can take him. Actually, isn't Hitmonlee kind of defensive? That did an annoying amount of damage, but that's not half damage. Ooh, a crit. I appreciate the crit, even though it didn't kill. So the problem with Blastoise is, against the Elite Four, I don't think there's very many Pokemon that Blastoise's stab is super effective against. Which is annoying. Oh, okay, so I guess that first attack was possibly a low roll, and then the second attack was a high roll. Okay, well, you know, his second Onix will also die. Because Onix is slow, very, very slow. So, bye-bye. Yeah, Bruno, fantastic. See ya never. Okay, healing, please. Where are my... Okay, you know what? Just get this out of my inventory, please. Also, get my fresh waters out, too. Just unclutter my inventory. Oh, right, and one of my guys is dead. Because of counter. Amazing. Probably one of the most dangerous moves along with Mirror Coat to see during a Nuzlocke. Never want to see your damage you've dealt doubled back at ya. Oh wait, this is the creepy music. The other one was like the Team Rocket music. Okay. I think she leads with Haunter, or it might be a, not a Crobat, a Golbat maybe? If that's the case, Alakazam is our best lead. But the problem is, even with, Gengar and Haunter not getting stab off of... I mean, not stab. Even if Haunter and Gengar don't get, their higher attack stat off of Shadow Ball, Alakazam's defense is so low, she leads with a Gengar. Well, I am jolly-natured, so maybe... Alright, well, we're faster. But yeah, I still think Shadow Ball would kill because of Alakazam's low defense stat. Nice. I want to give other Pokemon a chance, though. Because Alakazam is probably going to be clutching us a lot of kills since he's very versatile. Alright, Golbat. For instance, I can send out Golem against Golbat because he's a, you know, a flying type. Please, Golem, finally do something in the Elite Four. You got punked in the first one, and then you weren't useful in the second. I suppose I could send him against Onix, but I'd rather not. You know, I guess Golem would actually be pretty good against Lance too, huh? Ha. How's it feel, Agatha, to have a challenger come in and use Rock Throw? God damn it. I'm gonna flinch, aren't I? Alright. Yeah, I do it. Lemonade? Lemonade, anyone? We're just gonna use this from now on, huh? Because it can flinch me, but also hits me on my special defense side, so that it probably does more damage than anything else. Alright, well, considering Rock Slide isn't a one-shot kill, I suppose Rock Throw is the better option here. Please? Oh my god. And this is where my patience becomes thin. Thank you. Alright. Rock Slide is better, but it's just weak enough. Alright, I'm suspecting Intimidate. And I don't think Arbok has any good moves, actually. So let's use Fire Blast. We're not gonna have, again, I don't think there's a lot of instances where we're gonna be bringing in Arcanine either, so he actually has Sludge Bomb. You know, I was considering using Gengar for this playthrough, but the fact that he doesn't have access to Sludge Bomb kind of threw that idea in the dumpster. Oh, wait, no. And also the fact that he doesn't get Shadow Ball as stab on the special attack. So I was just like, maybe not a good idea. What did it say? God damn it, I wasn't paying attention. I think it was Gengar. You know what would be funny? Hey, how's it going? I'm so sorry, but neither of your stabs are on your special attack. It sucks, I know. Still did decent damage, but he is also 8 levels above me. No, that's not what I meant to do. Alright, well, don't crit me, please, or poison me. That would be very sad. Maybe we'll run him out of PP. How much PP does Sludge Bomb have? Oh, you have a berry, huh? Citrus? Alright, you should still be within fly kill range. I think. Don't poison me. Don't poison me. Don't poison me. Don't poison me. Come on, please, 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 please. I'm asking very nicely. Alright. Please don't poison me. I'm taking a risk here using 2 Eliminates in a row instead of like a... Okay, you know, that was actually the real risk all along. The real risk was the Pokemon falling asleep along the way. Anyway. Can you... Ah, well, you know, that'll work too. Now I'm not so worried. Please kill, Fly. You should kill. Please, from this range, please. Come on, please. Fly, please. You know, Quick Attack doesn't work. Alright, you know what? Screw it. Where's the Hyper Potions? Okay, screw this. Where the hell is... Golem. Golem resists Sludge Bomb and has higher defensive stats. Yeah, fuck you. Oh, of course I get poisoned as soon as I come in. Yeah, this shit is still not gonna do that much. Alright, your defense stats are not good. It's still not great. This Gengar is being a pain in the ass, huh? Please kill. Please, Golem. Come on. He's gonna run out of PP on all his moves before we kill this guy. Don't. Okay, thank you for not healing. I swear if I miss. Alright, very good. Oh wow, critical, thanks. I really appreciate it. Haunter, yeah, okay. You know, give Blastoise a shot, why not? Since everyone else has decided... Okay, Arcanine just took damage, but he did a good job. Golem and Pidgeot decided they were not gonna cooperate today. Maybe flinch him. That also works. I appreciate the critical. I don't think he would have killed otherwise. Alright, well, that's Agatha done. Exciting. You will... blah, 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 blah. So, super potions. Let's get these out of our inventory, also. And then use a potion for this last couple points of HP, because why not? Oh, we didn't buy very many antidotes, huh? I actually don't think antidotes are going to come up anymore, so that's fine. Alright, so... I definitely want to put Blastoise in the front. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Very interesting. Hello, Lance. How's it going? You're the dragon guy in the generation. Agatha's the ghost lady in the generation with only 3 ghost types, and Lance is the dragon guy in the generation with only 3 dragon types. Fantastic. Anyway. Yeah. Shit, wait, I forgot. Okay, so... I don't think I can switch into Alakazam. He will probably die. So, I have 2 options. Option 1, we use Bite 10,000 times. Or, we give Bioflume a chance. Okay, Dragon Rage isn't so bad. Okay, Bite is so bad if you get a critical hit. It looks like Bioflume is going to die. Bioflume is going to die. What? Confuse? Alright, well, please survive an attack? I don't remember... I know Outrage... Oh, I'm faster. I know Outrage has gone through some changes over the years. I don't know how powerful it is in this game. That's not a one-hit. Please survive this. I can always send out Golem. Okay, good. That's less likely he'll use a full restore. Or he's still locked in Outrage, so he can't even use a full restore. Alright, I think he only has 1 level 60 Dragonite anyway, so we're good in that regard. And now we can send out Alakazam against the Gyarados. Dragonair? Come on, Pidgeot. I want you to do something. You've been pretty not good in this so far. I don't know if Dodrio would have been any better, but... Come on, your strongest move should be returned. Actually, he might have lost some friendship because of the fact that he fainted. I don't know. Good. My favorite. Alright, Dragonair shouldn't be able to do that much. Yeah, okay, Outrage. How much is that going to do? Respectable damage, I suppose. You're also locked into it. Alright, but I killed you in 2 hits anyway. I was like, it might not kill. But hey, Pidgeot got a kill. Fantastic. Aerodactyl. I will Golem this. I'm ground type, so I resist the rock type moves, and I'm rock type, so I resist the flying type moves. I think Aerodactyl can learn Earthquake. I guess we're about to see. Never mind. You know, actually, I should have used this opportunity to heal up, Blastoise. But it is probably not going to kill, so it's fine. Lemonade. This should heal Blastoise, right? Yes. Oh man, Wing Attack. What a threatening move. Anyway. I'm gonna kill you with Ancient Power. Okay, you know, if he gets the boost, that would be really bad. But, he didn't, so it's fine. Alright, Gyarados. Yes. This is why I have Shockwave. Say hello to, being dead for me, Gyarados. I know how much you like electric-type moves. Oh no, I've been intimidated. Whatever will I do? I'll zap ya with a bolt of lightning. Not really, it's not Thunderbolt. It's not Thunder either. Hey, Blaze. He lived! God damn it. Alright, well, he's got a recharge. Why can't Alakazam learn Thunderbolt? It's the biggest disappointment of the year. Alright, sure, Arcanine. You know, you typically never seen Arcanine get a kill on the Gyarados, but, today's the day for strange occurrences. Alright, last one is another Dragonite, right? Oh, it's another Dragonair? Alright, sure, you're leaving Arcanine. What do I use Strength instead? Again, you have a decent attack stat, so this should do okay. It's not Stab. Come on, you got a decent... Okay, well... You know, Arcanine actually also has a lot of health. And you're locked into Outrage, so this should go okay. Please be... Don't be 2 turns. Don't be 2 turns. No! He might heal. Never mind. Healing at yellow seems inconsistent. But alright, yeah, that's Lance. Whatever, we're done. I thought he had 2 Dragonites. I guess that's not until Gen 2. Whatever. We have done it. Now it is time to fight the only trainer who might actually be a problem. Well, again, I said Lorelei was probably our biggest Elite Four challenge, but now we have to fight the champion. Right, okay, so, Vileplume, Vileplume, Vileplume. Oh, wait, right, Alakazam died too because Shockwave didn't fucking kill. Do I have Super Potions left? Yes, alright. Wait, yes? Yes, one of them. Oh, actually perfectly heals Golem. That'll work. And then 1 paralysis, huh? I guess... Alright, this is the final battle. We're not doing anything else in this game after this, because Gen 1 and post-game sucks. So, with that being the case, anyone need PP healing? Blastoise? Not really. Not really. Not really. I guess we could just top... Psychic is the only thing I kind of feel like topping off. But, oh wait, what do I care? This is the final battle. Just use whatever I want. So, I don't know, use, all moves from 1 Pokemon by 10 points. And give that to, give it to Blastoise, why not? Fully restores 1 PP's moves. No, that's... I did it again. Ether. Golem's Rock Slide. Anything else that, like, matters at all? Maybe just give it to Arcanine, just because. So Flamethrower and... Fire Blast, because why not? Just in case. Oh, wait! Oops, I was supposed to put Golem in the front of my party. It's fine, I can swap into Golem in the middle of the fight. Again, he's blue, he's gonna leave with Pidgeot. How predictable. Send out Golem, what's his Pidgeot gonna do? Tickle me to death? He'll use Feather Dance, that's what he's gonna do. And then I'll be like, God damn it! I've been Feather Danced. I'm not gonna do very much damage. Alright. I do like the Gen 1 champion music. It's pretty good. But then again, most champion songs are. Alright, let's go to Golem. Please don't use Feather Dance on the swap. Please, 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 please. Come on. Come on. Aerial Ace? Perfect. That's exactly what I wanted you to use. Now don't use Feather Dance. Damn it. That lowers my attack by 2 stages. How much damage does Rock Slide do after a Feather Dance? Not even close to enough. Okay. With that in mind... I guess we can send Blastoise back out. Hope he uses Feather Dance again. How much does this do? Okay, not actually that bad. Use Ice Beam. Is Aerial Ace his strongest move? I guess it is Pidgeot, and I have Fly and Return, but I taught those by TM and HM, so... A big whoop. Gen 2 Champion music? Well, yeah. Well, the Gen 2 Champion music is the most probably famous Pokemon song of all time. So, of course it's used all over the internet. I will say that, what is my favorite champion music? I will be honest, so, you can never go wrong with Cynthia's. Cynthia's music is, like, perfect, in my opinion. But I do like, Black and White 2's music pretty well. I don't like the Black and White 1 champion music very much at all. Gen 2's is iconic in the good. I don't even remember what the Gen 3 champion music is. The Gen 7 is okay, but the funny thing about the Gen 7 champion music is it's completely overshadowed by the Gen 7 Elite 4 music. And the Gen... Okay, so the Gen 1 Elite 4 music kind of doesn't matter because I don't think a distinct Elite 4 music came out until Gen 5, because the Elite 4 music, I'm pretty sure in every game up until Gen 5, is just a slightly altered gym leader music. Shit, I wasn't paying attention to what he was swapping into. I need to be paying attention. This is the champion battle. Alright, what could he be sending out? Venusaur, because I have my Blastoise out? Or... Okay, we're gonna hope it's Venusaur. Please be Venusaur. Please. Come on, come on. I wasn't paying attention. I called it correctly. Good thing he doesn't have thick fat. And also, good thing he's a Venusaur, so he's slow. Unfortunately, I missed. And he's raising his stats. I don't like that. Fortunately... two Pokemon that this is super effective against. You don't have Chlorophyll, do you? Also, you realize what you're fighting currently, right? You Sunny Day. Alright, yeah. What? Sunny Day? Huh? What? What? My confusion. He has a Gyarados, doesn't he? Rhydon. Okay, right. I kind of forgot about that. So we have two choices here. Vileplume. I have never trusted in you to do anything. Never ever have I once considered Vileplume the option that is good and strong and powerful. Wait a minute, does Vileplume have Chlorophyll? It was meant to be. Alright, well, we can't use Petal Dance. That's not a risk I'm willing to take. But we can use Giga Drain. And it's stab, so it's 90 times 4 because it's quad effective. So if this doesn't kill, I was going to disown Vileplume until everything. But, oh my god, it's Sunny, and he has Chlorophyll. It was meant to be. It was meant to be. Alright, Alakazam. I don't know what to do here. I'm gonna be honest. I don't have a good answer to Alakazam. My only option, really, is to, at the very least... Okay, the only choices I really feel like I have are Blastoise and Arcanine, but... My Alakazam is faster than his, and I'm 6 levels lower. Do they really not have EVs and IVs? Oh, right, yeah, Synchronize. Alright, this shouldn't do too much damage. It did a lot of damage. So I need to take this opportunity to look at Arcanine and look at Blastoise. So Arcanine has way more health, and he has a special defense of 92. whereas Blastoise has less health and a special defense of 116. A higher special defense or a higher health, what matters? Arcanine could probably deal more damage. We're gonna run out of Sun before I'm able to set this up. We'll go with Arcanine. How much is it gonna do? Don't do that much, please. Okay, Sunlight faded. All right, we might just need to use Strength here, not Kill, and go into Golem or Pidgeot. Since he shouldn't heal. He should not heal. Please do not heal. Arcanine, I'm sorry, but you gotta make the sacrifice to get this job done. Hey, Pidgeot will, again, finally do something. If it's Pidgeot, I swear to God, if you don't kill Alakazam here, I would be very disappointed. Gyarados? That's not good. I kinda need Alakazam to be pumped back up again. Oh no, Intimidate. Whatever will I do? Alright, well, we're gonna use our first full restore. We got 20 of them. So why not? Thrash. Oh, you're locking yourself into Thrash, huh? Oh, it doesn't even do that much damage. Alright, well, I guess we can deal a little bit of damage to Gyarados so that when Alakazam comes in, maybe if we do enough damage here, we can... No, okay. I see that, once again, Vileplume has decided, no, I will decide not to do the thing that I'm meant to do, which is fighting water types. But again, Gyarados is kind of built to be physical, and there's not a lot of water physical moves in this game. Alright, so... Shockwave. This is not going to kill. If he hits himself in confusion, he may kill himself. Maybe. Depends on how low he is. He will not kill himself. And if he gets through, I will die. But he is now dead because I will kill him in 2 hits. So this is fine. I appreciate this method. And if he uses Thrash, I'll just go into, Thrash or Hyper Beam. I'll just go into Golem and kill him with Rock Slide, probably. Wait, but I'm faster. Yeah, it's fine. Alright, who's left? What's his last Pokemon? What does he not thin out? Oh, Arcanine. Okay, yeah, you know, we should probably end it with the starter. There's no way his... Wow, his Arcanine is actually level 61. There's no way any of his attacks are going to do that much damage. Like, come on, it's... We're not under Sunny Day anymore, and I resist. Yeah, look at that. In case he uses Fire Blast, though, I'm probably gonna want to heal if this doesn't kill. Just in case. Just you know, just to swear. Actually, wait, Blastoise has enough health, or not enough health, where Lemonade actually does a good amount. Or, you know, Extreme Speed too. How much damage does this have dealt? If it did 60 damage, then I know I made a good choice. Okay, it didn't deal 60 damage, but, you know, maybe if that was a low roll. And with that, we are done. We've done it. We have beaten the Pokemon. The first one of many. We have conquered the Kanto region. I kind of ignored the legendary birds. I don't care. I don't care. Gen 1 side content kinda sucks. Every other generations is better. Again, even Gen 2's, which kinda sucks. Also. But, all things considered, good game. I like FireRed still. Best Kanto game. What are you gonna do? play Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee? I doubt it. Unless you're dumbass. So, yeah, okay. Yeah, again, we'll definitely come around and do... You know, I'm gonna be honest, if we do a Nuzlocke, it's probably gonna be a randomized Nuzlocke, because regular Nuzlocks are kind of boring. But randomized Nuzlocks are cool. So I'm definitely interested in doing a randomized Nuzlocke of each Pokemon game that I play. And then there's other things you can do, but like that's the main one that I can consider. But yeah, here we go. The final team: Arcanine, Blastoise, Pidgeot, Alakazam, Golem, and Vileplume the Disappointment. I'm sorry, Vileplume, but you kind of were way below expectations. Unfortunately. Maybe if we were in later games and you had a broader moveset and access to more Giga Drains, it would have been better. But anyway, well, okay, so that took longer than I thought, mostly because I actually had to grind Pokemon up. I did not realize, I had not remembered the levels of the Pokemon in the Elite Four and the Champions. So I was like, okay, I guess I actually have to grind a bit, get them up to the... Well, I was going to get them to 49, but then I remembered I had the rare candy, so we got it up to 51 instead. Or 50 and 51 in Vileplume's case, because again, Vileplume needed the help. So I don't actually have the time to finish Sigil, I'm assuming. Which is unfortunate, because I don't really have anything else prepared for the moment. So... I guess... I could possibly go and quickly go through this because I don't care. There's not much I want to talk about outside of what I've already talked about. Oh man, I do like these little animations they have right here with Venusaur, Blastoise, and Charizard. Where's the Blastoise one, since that was the starter I used? Hello? Where is it? Where is it? Come on, show it to me. There he is. Those animations are a little cool. Once again, taking me back to the idea of, man, why did Black and White 2's perfect animations for the Pokemon be taken away from us too soon? Fuck Pikachu. Pikachu is the worst. Why does Pikachu have to suck? Pikachu is terrible. Worst mascot Pokemon I've ever seen. Justice for Raichu, as they always say. Well, that's that. Right. No. No. Yeah. Anyway, there might have been a certain problem with saving the game, as you might have realized, the traditional way. So, yeah, that was Pokemon. I guess it's gonna be another short stream today, because I don't think I'm gonna be able to finish Sigil. I will definitely, though... I don't know how long Sigil's gonna take, but I will definitely have a new game prepared for whenever... for Monday, so when we play Sigil, and if it doesn't take very long, I'll be able to start playing something after that. But I guess that's gonna be it again for today. Yeah. Well, okay. I'm glad we got a Pokemon game done. We've got one game in the books, one more game on the record. It was all a dream, the whole adventure. Oh yeah, that's true. That's a good way to put it. Oh hey, you know, it finally makes sense for you to use that Espeon emoji, because this was the Pokemon game. I guess it looks kind of smug. I hover over it and it says smug on it. Well, but I guess I read it correctly. But yeah, it always you can use whatever emojis you want to use. I don't care. Anyway, yeah, that's gonna be it for today's stream. It was a good run. Vileplume was a disappointment. So quick rundown of the team, just because, you know, it was the team that did stuff. Blastoise did good job. He's, you know, pretty balanced standard across the board. He did good job. He did what he's supposed to do. Arcanine was pretty good. The fact that he didn't get access to physical stab kind of hurt, but we were able to work around it. He had a decent enough special attack where it wasn't too big of a hassle. Golem did pretty good, actually. Golem was probably one of the more rock-solid members of our team, pun intended. Yeah, I was actually quite pleased with Golem's performance. Vileplume? We'll save Vileplume for last. Who am I forgetting? Pidgeot? Okay, so Pidgeot started off okay, especially during the Pidgeotto stage of the game. He was pretty consistent. Once we got everyone fully evolved, Pidgeot kind of fell off and wasn't quite as good anymore. He was okay. Again, I wanted to use a Dodrio, but I wanted a Pokemon before the first gym. Alakazam, of course, Alakazam was going to be great. The only problem was he was jolly, which means the special attack was lowered, which means there was a lot of instances I felt like where his attacks weren't one-shot killing. Kind of rough, but he did a good job. Alakazam pretty good. He just didn't have a lot of coverage. And Vileplume. Oh my god, what a mistake. What a mistake that was. Vileplume sucked really bad. I should have gone Leaf Green. Should have gone Leaf Green or used someone else. But yeah, Vileplume was terrible. Really, really bad. Maybe someday I'll use a Vileplume again in a randomizer. He'll get to recover his image. But that was not he was not good. He was a hindrance to the whole team. But it is what it is. We took him to the end anyway. I'm never going to swap it. In any of my pre-constructed team playthroughs, I'm never going to swap anyone out. Once my team is constructed, I will run with that team till the end. I already have my Gen 2 team created. I got this guy. Yep, I want to use him. Yes. Never used... Have I used this guy before? No. Have I used this guy before? Yes. Have I used this guy before? Yes. Have I used this guy before? No. Have I used this guy before? Yes. Have I used this guy before? No. So we're going to be using 3 Pokemon I've never used before when we get to Heart Gold Soul Silver, and 3 Pokemon I have used before when we get to Heart Gold Soul Silver, which is a little different from this game where I had never used any of these guys before except for Pidgeot and Blastoise. So that's cool. Anyway, yep, so again, great stream. With that all in mind, we'll be back again Monday. Or, no, today's Monday. We'll be back again Thursday. And we will finish Sigil. We'll be done with Doom 1, and then we'll have a new game and a new game. Excited for both. One of them's a newer-ish game. It came out, I think, 2017. So not super new, but, you know, much more recent than, like, this. And then, oh, brother. A game we're playing, the other new game we're going to be playing is quite old, in fact. We're playing a remake version, but it's quite an old game that's being remade. So, yeah. Well, so see you again Monday. It's been a good stream, and have a nice evening. Bye-bye.